Well, you saw at the start of the ball game ako, Coach Jonel, very worried because alam natin si Coach Jonel Balculi, madami ng games na nako-coach niya, and he knows when he can smell a team letting down on their guard. Ibig sabihin yun, taking the other team with no respect. We know they're 5-0, but now the Dolphins only 23 points in the half. They average about 62, 64 points a ball game, so way below their normal average. No, I'm sure Coach Jonel got mad at his boys sa half and probably challenged them.
Well, you noted an assist-to-turnover ratio differential between these two teams. Now, assist-to-turnovers, I think PCU has fallen behind on the assists part. Would you explain this?
Well, you know, the only thing I can see is just a bit of tightness from the Dolphins. They haven't lost. They're coming into a game thinking, Benilde lost against Letran by 20. But, you know, Benilde lost to Letran because Letran played good defense. Etong Dolphins team, I haven't seen the defense that a Dolphin team would really show. No? And aside from that, they also have not been connecting sa pagdating sa punto sa offensive sack. Wala. It's not evident here for the Dolphins.
Well, since the beginning of this ballgame, the Dolphins have been employing the zone. And I think it's been broken up several times because of outside shots by St. Benilde, which are falling.
Well, ito, whether it's a zone or a man, Manding says, today is my day. A fadeaway jumper. And you know, it's signs of things to come for the Blazers, no? When your role player like that is having a good day in the office. Oh.
Sige, birthday.
Huh?
Sige, birthday.
Espinas.
Finally getting to work again.
Oh, he's got 8 points. But, you know, those 8 points are tough points. Because every time he's touched the ball, everybody has collapsed on him, no?
So the pressure is really on Gabby Espinas. Did not top score in the first half, by the way. Orbeta tried to get it indoors. Castro called for reaching in. That's Jason Castro called for the foul. And let's listen in to Joan Guevara, who was there by the dugout of the PCU Dolphins. And this is her report filed right now. Joan?
After a rough end to the first half of the game, the Dolphins are eager to reclaim control of the game. Coach Chanel told the Dolphins, let's go back to basics and play our roles in defense. You can't afford to slack off. Kahit anong gawing, discard sa opensa kung walang depensa, matatalo tayo. He told them, let's stay and play defense and move the ball around in offense. Bob?
Well, that just echoed what you just spoke about earlier, Coach. Yung sinabi mo, yung depensa parang kulang na sa Dolphins dito sa first half.
Well, you know, definitely the defense is there. Coach Jonel probably trying to take away the pressure. What I mean by scold was he tries to find a way to get through to his players. And right there, it's evident again, Benilde getting another bucket. Siguro sinasabi niya, you know, let's work first on our defense because our offense will follow. Coming from the report, that's what I get on what Coach Jonel wants.
That was a classic Orbeta Sagat move earlier, which actually speaks for bigger things to come for these two players on different levels. On the other side, it's an outside shot by Rob Sands.
Well, this guy came to the rescue for the Dolphins last time around, knocking in that big three. And now, let's see if this thing can get him going.
Okabato trying to get inside, could not do it because of Belga. Manding fires and makes it.
They were saying, partner, probably Manding's birthday, but you know, you can't take it away from him na gusto rin niya manalo. 12 points, and he's been taking good percentage shots. I've only seen him once.
Meanwhile, Ramon Retaga on the other side, knocking in a three, his third in the ball game.
Retaga, talagang pure point guard, no, for number 5 man for the Dolphins, Retaga.
And for the Blazers, they're moving it around. Sagad in uncomfortable territory. Cabato fires and makes it.
Just when you think that the Dolphins are going to make a run, Benilde, the Blazers come back.
Here's Espinas. And for the Blazers, they should do well to cover that lane.
You know, what's nice about Espinas is he can control his body. And he stays long in the air. Kaliwat kanan, ha? He can shoot to the left and the right.
Espinas now in double figures. Lob pass, Orbeta short. Boy, he was in good ground. Here's Retaga. knows he likes to shoot this. But he missed it. It was in and out. Here's Manding. Waits for his teammates.
That's what I'm saying about Manding. Playing smart, not forcing it. Passing to his point guard.
Here's Orbeta on a give and go. Morial, nice spin, but it's tapped out. And the St. Benilde bench up in arms.
Look, their complaint is it tapped out. The Dolphins tapped it out. And you can see here, we'll see in slow-mo partner, And all the referees make a mistake. This is not the play. This is the jump shot of Kabatu.
And we're looking at the action from the previous play.
Ito Castro tapped it out. And that's why the whole coaching staff of the Blazers were up in arms. You know, you can't fault them for that na questionin nila yung call. But all the refs make mistakes.
Maayos naman yung reklamo, di ba? Hindi naman sila yung nagwawala. Pero, siyempre, kukustionin mo talaga. I would do the same thing if I were in their place. Meanwhile, on the other side, that's Espinas trying twice and missing, but there was a whistle right after.
Jumping Espinas. Bilis ng elevation niya, no?
Mataas na.
It takes some skill when you jump. And then you land. And then your sudden jump again.
There's a specific drill for that. Well, PCU has defeated. Well, that's a good input.
This is the past 2 years, no? And Benilde aching to get back at PCU.
The tables were the other way around 2 years ago, actually.
Well, we know that Benilde has graduated a lot of top players like Bashan now in the pros, and we've got another guy in the semi-pros who will probably enter the draft at Salvador. Mabigat yung team na yun. Earlier also, Elvis Tolentino is watching the games. Kapati also.
Meanwhile, the drop pass, Sagat might have traveled.
Good intention by Layo. 2 pump fakes, found Sagat open. And Sagat faked again. You know, presence of mind, dapat tiniran ni Jay Sagat yun.
Kaya lang nakita niya kasi si Espinas, prompting Espinas to go horseback on this occasion.
But that's the intense, the defensive prowess of Espinas at its best, the intimidation factor. Kasi nakita ni Sagat ulit si Espinas, so alam niya, mapupunta siya, he will get blocked again.
You know, at first instance, tumalon na si Espinas, di ba? In the earlier play. Akala mo di pa siya tatalon agad ng ganun kataas eh. And he was quick to come back there to play defense on Sagat. Right now, there's another whistle on this play. Already 4 personals on Bo Belga. Has to sit this one out.
Bagong new haircut, I think, for Coach Caloy. Siguro pampatanggal ng malas, no? The past 2 games, things have been working for Coach Caloy. They've been up most of his game, and you know that play has been working wonders for Benilde.
But not that time.
Not that time.
Sagat may have babied it a bit, but it was at the right place. Nice setup by Orbeta. 5-point lead now for the College of St. Benilde. 4.5 remaining in the game. Ball was tapped out on that occasion. It will stay with the Dolphins.
Coach Jonel likes what he sees. Only a 5-point lead here in the third, and the Dolphins starting to make their move.
Well, nice move around the perimeter, resulting in that jumper and a basket by Retaga. He has 4 3-point shots.
Retaga coming to the rescue of the Dolphins. And 4, partner, you said 4, that's huge.
That's his whole score, actually, 12 points for Retaga. Manding trying to shake off his man. That's Cecilia with a partial block. Espinas deflected on the pass, and it stays with Benilde. The layup, however, is overshot. Layo gets it back, missed it. On the rebound, taken by Espinas. What action we're having.
Wow. What action indeed. And Retaga
must have felt it going, but it did not go in. Meanwhile, plays for the Dolphins. And basket by Solis with a foul too.
It looked like a charge that time. no call. They called it a flop. And the second one, that was a foul. Here you'll see the tenacity of Solis keeping his balance with one leg. And then check this out. He will charge into Sagad. The referees called it a flop, which is the way they saw it, which is pretty good. And then the foul by Layo. You know, that's a good call by the referees also because Solis did not dip his shoulder to the chest of Sagad. He bumped into Sagad but controlled. So the referees that time sharp.
Well, it could have gone either way, if you were to ask.
Could have gone either way. That's true also. Because maganda yung Sagad stood his ground with Solis who barreled in. Yun lang for me, I think for it to be called a charge, you either put the ball into the guy or you dip your shoulder.
That's right.
You know? And boy, what a game we have.
We're
Bob,
tied again.
40 all. I was mentioning the run of PCU. This is the run.
This is the first deadlock of the ball game, believe it or not. Well, it's no longer a deadlock. 3-point shot by Retaga.
And Coach Junel feels it right now for his team. PCU starting to pick it up. Here, the scoring suck. They have 19 points here so far in the second and the third quarter.
Sagad with a running shot, which failed to cash in. Retaga with a drop. Castro!
Yes. That's my mistake, partner. That's the 22nd point of PCU so far.
22nd? Really?
And only 8 points for Benilde so far. 22-8 so far in this third quarter.
And now, it's the Dolphins who have a 5-point lead. 45-40. Nice dance here by Castro as we move into a timeout. 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. We'll be right back. Well, they're dancing behind the wires in jubilation as the PCU Dolphins have suddenly erected a 5-point lead after trailing for quite a long spell. A 12-0 run by the Dolphins. And I like this part of the program. Our favorite.
Magaling talaga si Direk Al dyan. And speaking of magaling, Retaga, 5 out of 8 from Rainbow Country. And you know, it's surprising that PCU has come out. We talked about no offensive suck, 20-4. There you have it on
Since
your
the
screen.
7:35 mark.
Oo.
And that's just 5 minutes. Mark.
Oh, and you know, in 2 quarters, PCU got 23 in the first half. Ngayon, they've had 22 points so far here in the third quarter.
And 2.5 minutes pa natitira. Layog saves it from going out, but he gave it to the wrong man. That's Solis. Castro now losing the ball. Recovers. Solis tips it.
And slowly but surely, the Dolphins, just yung confidence nila, no? You talk about field goal percentage first half mababa, and then they started making some shots at third. Now their confidence is way up as an offensive foul will be called.
Layog is called for the offensive foul. And just not the right time to do that. 4 personals already on Layog. And quickly, Kaloy Garcia tapping Christian Cabato to come back in the ballgame. You know, I think the Blazers are going to Sagad a lot lately. However, he seems checked by his man.
Well, you know, PCU starting to sense what the Blazers are doing. The Dolphins, they're starting to collapse on Espinas, and at the huddle, clearly Coach Junel telling his boys to space out.
Martin Ura has it for the Blazers. Orial back to Sagad. This time to Sagad, moving in against Espinas, overshoots it. And that's what I mean, partner. Laging kay Sagad ang punta, pero na-check naman. On the other side, he could not do the same to Espinas, who has come alive here in the third quarter.
Ito, let's see. Retaga to Espinas. That assist.
Well, the Blazers getting away from that flawed defense of PCU.
This is the tempo that PCU wants, Bob, and Coach Jonel. You can see him. Magaling rin pag-adjust to si Coach Jonel Bakuli. Totally bringing his team to a good groove here in the second half.
Jason Castro against 2. Drop pass tapped away. A lot of key players here for the Dolphins in the third quarter. Anthony Retaga has been astounding with his 3 triples.
Not only that, Bob, he's been quarterbacking well. I mean, he's been nailing it from three-point country, but he's also been giving those assists.
Exactly. And there's a whistle once again. Unoffensive foul is called on Solis. 3 personals on this big guy. The other big guy for PCU, Bo Belga, has 4 personals already.
Oh.
And we are only in the third quarter, friends. Under a minute remaining, though. 49-42 for the Dolphins.
Here you see even the defense of PCU.
Okabato in a war with Solis missed the layup, however. Retaga on the front court now. Retaga finds a hole. Running shot. No, it doesn't work, but there was a foul.
Retaga's challenge Orbeta. We know of the two, Orbeta is the more, how do I say, seasoned and popular player because he's also in the PBL. But Retaga challenging Orbeta and holding his own. We see Retaga now with 15 markers, all of them from Trifecta country. And a couple of assists for him too.
Well, back we saw Rob Sands going back in the ball game. And Retaga given some rest, I think. No, he's going to take some free throws.
It's amazing how PCU has been able to come back. In the first half, they were trailing most of the way, and then all of a sudden, they just needed a spurt. As you can see, Saga and partner, ito, medyo...
I think he's been tired since midway through the quarter, and he's also nursing some injury. I think
his back has been hurting him. I've seen they've been stretching him when he comes out of the ball game.
Right. Morial could not get inside. Cabato trying to create some space, and Morial cashes in on that, but could not produce a basket. Retaga on the rush. He's a bit ahead, tries it, but misses. 15 left. That's 15 seconds left in the quarter. Retaga will set this up for PCU. Castro uses it and makes it. And that's the last basket of the quarter for Jason Castro and for both teams.
You see the Dolphins whooping it up. Coach Jonel still not satisfied, but check out the shake and bake by the little guy.
Real funky guy. Jason Castro.
Banda pa.
Yes, that's the seal on the third quarter, which just finished. The score is 52-42 in favor of the PCU Dolphins. Big quarter for them. Can the Blazers come back? We'll find out in a while.